Last month, you said to spend some time doing functional activities after doing movement retraining. Can you give an example for a functional activity for reaching my arm overhead? I currently can't do it in standing. So this is a common question, and I know you guys are going to get sick and tired of me saying this, but I will not stop saying it because it's that important. If you are doing an exercise and you feel like it's too easy and you try and do a more challenging exercise and you're not successful at it, that means you have not learned the previous exercise. So if you are trying to do it sitting up and you can't do it, my number one suggestion is to lay down. So I've talked about this a ton, and I know you guys think I'm a broken record, but heck, I do it. I want to progress, go on, keep moving forward. But you have to know the difference between performing a movement, meaning that like you can do it once, you can do it maybe twice, and actually learning a movement, meaning you have developed the neural network that allows that movement to be automatic. And there is a huge difference. Performing a movement doesn't necessarily mean you've learned the movement. That's number one. So if you do shoulder reaching overhead and you can do it laying down, but your arm is turning in, that's not like a coordinated movement. You're most likely using spasticity or a synergy pattern to raise that arm. You need to keep doing it laying down. Until you can do it laying down and it looks like your other arm, I think you are going to set yourself up for failure if you move on to sitting. And I see it so often. That's why I can say that so confidently, is that is extremely discouraging to sit up and your arm only comes up to here, to sit up and your arm only comes up to here. That's because you have not learned that pattern. You do not have the neural network yet. And so you can't build on it. You can't work on a more complicated activity. So I'd say if you cannot reach overhead, go back to laying down. But I know that wasn't the question. So as per usual, now I'll actually get back to the question. But the question was, what are some functional activities for overhead reaching? And I'm going to talk about this based on this question, what I do with patients laying down. And we actually work on bringing an object, laying down, bringing a toothbrush to the mouth. That's a functional activity. Your brain is going to connect that you need to brush your teeth every day with that movement, and it's going to be more meaningful, and therefore your brain is going to prioritize developing a new neural network for that. Food, same thing. For some people, if they tell me that they, loved putting makeup on every day and that really had a lot of meaning to them for many years of their life, then we do work on that. Bringing a makeup brush to the face. If you really want to do your hair again because you've always done your hair, then strapping a brush, if you don't have grip, to your hand and bringing it to the head. If someone comes in and they're wearing glasses, that's usually what I use because the tool is right there. The glasses are on their face. They've always worn glasses. That's another one. But I would do it laying down. Yes, that is shoulder reaching. If you just bent your elbow, you're not going to reach your eyes. So you do have to reach, and that is probably the place to start because you don't have to reach as high. And then another one I love, and I'm not sure I would consider this functional, is because I just feel like it puts a smile on people's face when they can do it, is just bringing your hands behind your head. Like, I feel like it's just natural. And when someone is laying down and their hands are behind their head, I don't know, I feel like their whole demeanor changes. I think it's just something that makes someone feel normal because we've probably all done it once or twice in our life. So I consider that a functional movement. I don't know if it actually is. I don't know if a textbook would consider that a functional movement, but I do work on that. Like, can you just bring your arms behind your head and just lay down with your arms like that? And I consider that kind of like a reaching functional movement. So I usually will add that. Now, in sitting, what I usually work on, and I know that some might not consider this reaching, but you really do need to start here, is pushing a cup away from you. So pushing a cup on a table away. You can see it's the same shoulder movement. So here, the arm is coming up. Here, the arm is coming up. They're just varying degrees. So I would say pushing a cup away from you is something that I love, or doing anything with objects on a table, usually incorporating some kind of a food or a beverage, I would consider very functional and meaningful for a lot of people. So that would be something else. Also, I'm not sure if technically this is called a functional activity, but it's just what I have in the gym. We do a lot of balls, moving balls from bin to bin, cones, stacking cones. Two of my favorite activities that aren't, those are borderline functional. I don't think they're super meaningful for a lot of people, but I do consider them functional. So we work a lot on that. And when I'm working with someone, just for some of you that are doing that, I don't aim for perfection, especially if someone just moved from laying down to sitting up, is we just aim for, can you get this part of the arm to move in that direction? So if someone can move a ball horizontally on a table, then next I will moving a ball from a lower bin to a higher bin, and kind of keep working in that direction. And in that case, the reason I say it doesn't have to be perfect is, remember, shoulder first, then elbow, then wrist and hand. I don't really care as much if the grasp and release is perfect. In that situation, I might even help with grasp and release. The goal is that someone is doing a task, right? And so I might help with the grip component of that, and I would consider that kind of a functional movement. So if you have someone that can help you and you don't have grasp and release yet, then that's how I would how you might want to ask them to help you, or use something like strapping a brush to your hand that you don't have to grasp and release. Just strap the object to your hand for now. If you liked that video and you want to learn more exercises on how to improve your walking, definitely check out this video over here or that video over there. If you want even more help, check out our Gold membership program, where you'll get access to over 300 exercises that are not here on YouTube, as well as access to our monthly lives where you can get your questions answered.